Hello everybody, King Deathwalker with you. Tonight I thought we would touch on a newer game. I know I personally waited quite a while to get this game, and I got lucky and I got it before it hit Steam. It's on pre-release on Steam, so it's an alpha build. This is Naval Action. And you can see here I've already got a character made for the United States. There's several different nations. There's the British, the Spanish, the Dutch, Sweden, pirates, French. The United States is the easy one. Pirates are I'm going to say the pirates are the hardest, from what I understand. So I can't create another character because they changed that, but as you can see here, you start your name. Here's all the nations: pirates, Spanish, French, Great Britain, there's a Holland, Denmark, Sweden, and then the U.S. So we got the U.S. here. I know the UI looks kind of generic, but it's just a placeholder UI for right now. They are working on it. So this is what you come up with when you first get into the game. You got the chat down here. You have your port chat and your nation chat. You have your ship selection. When you start out, you'll have the basic cutter, and the basic cutter is free. You have an unlimited supply of them. So, if you lose 5 or 6, it's not going to make a difference, which is really nice because you're going to lose a couple ships. Pretty much everybody I know has lost at least 10 ships starting out. So, I've lost quite a few. So this is your port UI. This is what happens when you go into a port. Up here on the top you got your home, which is this screen right here. You have your equipments, permanent upgrades, your officers, upgrades, weapons. Where it says hold here, this is the cargo hold on your ship. Your upgrades that you can apply to your ships, and then your warehouse. Here's your mission screen. This is where you're going to get all your missions. Large and small battles. People do, not very many though. I should mention this is the PvE server, so these aren't really that used. I'm not sure about the PvP. But these 3 missions right here are the ones you're going to take most, because this is how you're going to get your golden experience for the first few hours or days, depending on how long you play. Here's your shop where you can buy your upgrades, different cannons, consumables, resources, stuff like that. It's a majority of a player-driven market right now. They have seeded the market just to keep it, get it going with everybody being new. There's your fleet. You can have 5 ships, but you can only have 2 with you. As you can see, I don't have any here. Here's where you can buy your ships for later on. If they have a name here, it's a player contract, and then you can just screw those there. The first rate is top of the line. That's the big ships, ship of the lines. Go back here, like the Victory. 7th is pretty much the starting ships. So. Here's your crafting. I don't know too much about the crafting, other than what I've seen in chat and seen on YouTube and read on the forums and stuff like that. best way to describe it is if you've ever played Arch-Age. It's that kind of crafting system, but a lot better. Like you have crafting hours, and you gain experience from doing it. I'm going to get into it because this is how you build your ships. Like here's your blueprints and stuff like this. So it's, I don't know if it's cheaper. Again, I'm not fully sure. That'll have to be for a video later on. And then Conquest to take over ports. As you can see, it's not available on the PvE server. So, okay, sorry. There's a ship I might buy here. Okay. Up in the right-hand corner here, it's your ranking system. I'm level 2. So that gives me a 60 crew. Level 3 gives you 120 crew. And that's what you gain by leveling, is you get bigger crews. You can see here a brig. It's a class 6 ship. Crew is 110. I can't really. So you need 110 crew to man it properly. So if we go back to our leveling and experience, as you can see, next rank 120 crew. So there's a map. This is the map. These are all ports that you can go to. I don't want to say you can go to. Let me rephrase that. They're all the ports in the game for the available nations. Like you can see here, there's a Denmark, Spanish, a neutral. Now the neutral ports you can go to. Anybody can go to. So as a U.S. I can go down there. I can't go to the British port. They'll kill me on sight. The game does take place in the Caribbean. So we got everything from the north part of South America all the way up to Bermuda, I guess, would be the furthest point you can go. So we're here in Charleston. It's the starting port for the U.S. And then all the green are U.S. ports. So that's all the ports. So we're going to take a mission here. We'll grab the midshipman here. Okay, now the biggest thing I see from new players, and again, I'm still new myself, but the biggest thing is navigation. The only time that you will see where you are at is when you're in a port. So you can see this circle. I know I'm in the port. Now when I leave the port, there will be no marker on the map saying where you're at. They are working on a system to give you a general idea, sextants or whatever. So, but that's, for now, once you leave port, that's it. You don't have no way of looking at the map, unless, some guys have been printing out this map, gridding it and stuff like that. But, so there are ways, there are ways of getting a general idea where you're at. So we can see, if this is north, south, east, and west. Yeah. There's not a, I thought there was a little arrow at the bottom there, but there's not. So we can see north, south, east, and west. So we know our mission is the little cross swords here. That's displaying the area your mission is in. So we know when we come out of the port, we're going to want to go south. Yes, west, southwest a little bit. So I'll show you that here. Okay, And to leave the port, oh, and I forgot to mention, you saw me buying repair kits. They cost gold except for your basic cutter. It's free repair kits. All the other ones take, like, see, here's a trader cutter, 381 gold to buy all the repair kits. Excuse me. So we'll go back to our basic cutter here. Excuse me. Yeah, there we go. We got 27 repair kits. And we'll click sale. Have you heard a strange noise? It's a bug that is known. They are working on it. Certain sound cards will cause that. You just log out, log back in, and it usually fixes the problem. So let's get away here and we can talk about open. This is the open world. As you can see, it's a beautiful game here, and I waited almost a year to be able to purchase this game, and I am not disappointed at all. So this is your basic cutter. It's got 6 cannons on each side. It's pretty fast. 21 knots or so. So we'll go out here and we'll talk about this. I just didn't want to clog up the port here, get collided or anything. So, alright, so here's the open world UI. Again, there's your chat. Up here in the left hand corner, you have 3 little lines in a hole. When you're at sea, and say you just finished a mission and you got hurt pretty bad, well, instead of going back to the port, you can click this repair button. It'll use your repair kits, and you can repair at sea. Now, that being said, it is cheaper to repair your ship back at port. So, something to consider with the free cutter and the repair kits being free. Feel free to use them at sea. When you start getting into some of the bigger ships and you're spending 2,000-3,000 gold in repair kits, it's cheaper to go back to the port. So you have a teleport to capital. Excuse me. It does have a cooldown, but it'll instantly take you back to your home port. Like for us, it would take us back to Charleston. And the cooldowns, I haven't used it, but I think the cooldown's 2 hours. I could be wrong on that one. And then your upgrades and what's in your cargo hold. So, and then you can see how close you are to leveling. Down on the right hand corner is your compass, your ship, and you can see this little line here that has an arrow, and that's the wind. So we know the wind is coming from behind us. And that's important because the wind plays a major factor of how you're sailing. As you can see here, simple controls. W is accelerate, S is to slow down, A is to go left, D is to right. For your first few hours, your first day, 2 days, it's best to use what they call auto skipper here. And what that does is you can see my sails are changing as I change with the wind. So like if I sail this way, you can see the auto skippers keeping my sails in the best efficient way possible. Later on, when you start getting into the bigger ships, and we'll cover this in a different video, you're going to want to manually control the sails. You can use those to turn faster and stuff. So it's something that you will want to learn, but you have time to learn it. It's not like they're going to expect you to be a master sailor your first time out. So So as you can see, there's Charleston in the back. So, and we're sailing pretty much southeast, south. And you can see all the little swords up here. So you can see this is combat information, United States versus pirates, battle closed. Now that means that was somebody else's and they've done it. And you can see there's quite a few out there. Excuse me. So, okay, so when you come up on your mission, I know this is going to be hard to show because usually there's one right next to them, but you can see how close this one over here on the left is. See how low that is to the water? Your missions will be higher up. So that's something to look for, if you're out here and say you get a little lost looking for your mission. Well, you can see, that one's low to the water. Well, that one's low to the water. And you can see there's one back here that's low to the water. And this one's kind of high. Good chance that's your mission. You'll see the event's too far because we're still quite a bit of distance. And you can see on the map no marker other than where the mission is. When you do get to your mission, your first couple of hours as you're getting used to the game, I wouldn't take more than one mission at a time. Because when we get out here, you can barely see land. But, say you're lost, you find your mission. Well, now you know, hey, I'm here. This is my mission. So that gives you a general idea where you can go back. Something people have been telling new players, and I don't know if I necessarily agree with it. There's always land west. So if you get lost, you're out in the open sea, head west, you'll find land. To a degree, that's true. But if you're out here, you may not hit land. It might be easier to head south. It just depends on where you're at. From being on here, that's the biggest problem with new players is the navigation. Everybody's used to that marker and whatnot, and it's a lot more realistic that you don't know where you're at, but at the same time, even sailing ships knew where they were at to a degree. So we'll see as the weeks come by, months, whatever, we'll see what the developers are going to do with that. Hopefully they add something. So, okay, so we're at our mission here, and you can see in this little window, you click on the swords. We got search and destroy. You get your reward gold and your experience, and then you have the enter button. So we're going to go ahead and press enter. Okay. And here we have what I call the combat UI. And you see it's totally different here. So. Okay. So in the combat UI, we have quite a few things. Up here on the left, we have these little blue bars. That's your armor, your bow, your stern, port, and starboard. You have leaks, if you have any leaks. Rudder, pump, magazine. White means they're good. Red means they've been damaged. So, and we got here, if you press tab, it shows you what you're going to be fighting and stuff like that. So we're going to go full sail. So we press W until down here at the bottom. Same as our open world. It's got your sail setting, sail damage, crew, and then you have your wind and stuff like that. Down here you have your left ammo, right ammo. You can pick different ones, and we'll cover that in a little bit. So to fire, you want to look at the side of your ship, like this, and you want to right click. Now that brings you up to this. The red line is just a general idea of where you are. Your left, up and down is with your mouse. Up and down is your elevation. Left and right is your angle. And basically, this is, I don't want to say it's hit and miss, but it's hit and miss. Spacebar will fire one cannon at a time. We'll just go ahead and finish his batter. We're going to miss, but that's because of the cannons I'm using. Okay, so and then they'll reload. You can see down here. You see me using the spyglass here. That's left shift. You know, it gives you a general idea of where you're going, shot-wise. A little higher. Too high. The cannons I'm using are very inaccurate, but they're the highest damage for this size ship. And we'll go into the cannons in a little bit of detail here after this match here. This is just a, you know, this is what to expect your first match, your first couple of matches. So as we're turning here, if you double tap D or A, that puts your rudder into a full, you'll sit there and just spin in circles. So sometimes it comes in handy to just do that and just spin around. Okay, we're coming back, so we're going to right click to go back to our cannon shots. Now I'm going to take the rudder off. We're going to look. And usually you want to wait for a shot, you know, like you really want to work with the waves here. Excuse me. You don't want to just shoot, you know, pray and spray, as they say. You really want to take that time to aim your shots. And he's coming in really close. And see, he's up below a wave now, so we want to wait until he's atop of the wave, like right now. Left click will give a broadside all at once. Spacebar fires them one at a time. And you can see up in the left here we got reload shock. That's basically just scared the hell out of my crew and they don't want to reload the cannons. Great to do to the enemy, not fun when it happens to you. So that's the best way to describe it, is they just scared the hell out of my crew. So we're going to come around. Let's say this is a perfect shot, so we're just broadside him. Can't really miss that close. I probably will lose this match. I'm hoping not, but you know, if it happens, it happens. So, okay, while we're waiting for our cannons to reload here. Yeah, we got a few hits here. Okay. So we're waiting for our cannons to reload. We'll talk about whatever things down here. Okay. At the lower right here, you have your repair status. Now you're allowed 3 repairs during a match. You can repair your hull, your sails, and then you have what they call urgent repair, is for leaks, emergency, you know, basically emergency fixes. It has a 5-minute cooldown, so you can use it in more than once if the battle lasts a long time. And some of the battles can last quite a while. Oops. There we go. There was a nice hit. These cannons I'm using are not designed for any kind of range. They're designed for up and close. They have a lot of damage, but they're inaccurate as hell. So. Then you have sailing. That puts your crew to where they concentrate on sailing the ship. Let you turn faster, gives you faster speed and stuff. So, you know, if you're in a real unmaneuverable ship, it might be best to keep it on sailing if you're fighting somebody smaller and more agile. There we go. A couple of nice hits on him. You have gunnery, which puts your crew concentrating on firing the cannons. They reload quicker. I don't think they're any more accurate, but they're definitely reload quicker. Survival. If you have a leak, you put the crew on survival. They'll worry about fighting the leak and not anything else. Your reload time will go up. Your ship will slow down, stuff like that. But, you know, if you have a leak, you gotta get the water out of there. I suck at aiming tonight. Boarding. Well, we'll go on that in another video. It's a mini game to play. Okay. And I know I'm sorry things are happening kind of fast here, but that's usually the way these battles go. So you can see I got a leak. So I put my crew in survival so they fight the leak and not worry about the cannons. And then, as you can see, they put the leak went from 1 to 0. That means they fought the leak. That was way off. As you fill up with water down here at your compass, it'll start turning blue, and that's how much water you have on board the ship. And you can use your urgent repair, and that'll help fix that leak right away. Sometimes it stops the leak. Most of the times it just slows it down for what I've seen. I've had quite a few ships lost to sinking that way. Yep, just barely missed him. He went below that wave. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go up. And we're going to get kind of close to him, and we're going to give him a close broadside here, excuse me. Like I say, we'll go through the cannons here, what each does, excuse me, how they're used. Alright, we're headed to him. We got our bow pointed to him, which means we're a smaller target. It's always pretty good to remember that if you're headed towards the guy or the enemy. You have a smaller target than when you're broadside. And he's running away from me. Couple of nice hits on him. And we're leaking again. He's hit me below the water line, so we're going to go to survival. And I don't know if you've been able to notice as we're going through here, you see the ship speed up and slow down. Now that's going with the wind and going into the wind. You can use that to your advantage. The effects are so nice you can even back your ship up if you're into the wind and turn your sails just right and stuff. So just something to remember to keep an eye on, you know, is always know where the wind's coming from. And if you're in this, you know, if you're zoomed all the way out, you can see the flags on your ships. They'll give you an indication of where the wind is. So, yeah, I think we're going to lose here. We got a pretty bad matchmaking. That guy's a lot higher ranked than we are. Which means he's got more accurate guns, faster crew. Go ahead and repair here. So, as you can see down here in the compass, as I was saying, if you've got a bad leak, you start filling up with water. You can see we're about halfway full of water now. But I do have the crew on survival. They are fighting the water. These cannons are... That was a nice hit. That one's way off. And that one was way off. So you can see now that I've used the urgent repair and all my other repairs, you can see the water starting to go down, which means the crew is fighting it. Which is always nice. And by using our repair, you can see we got a little armor back. So wait for him to come back to the top of the wave. A couple of nice hits on him. I would like to see a little more damage out of him, but now that the leaks have stopped and we've cleared the water out of the ship, I'm going to put my crew back to gunnery so they concentrate on reloading the cannons so we can get more shots out. And we might be filling up with water. Yeah, it's starting to get water back on, but that's fine for now. A little water is nothing. to worry about. And it looks like he's going to try to ram us. I've noticed the AI has done that the last couple of days. Is they try to ram you as they come in for a pass. If you know you're about to be rammed, immediately put your crew to survival. That way, if you get a leak, you can instantly start fighting that water. See if we can get a little closer there. Here we go. Try to get closer to him here. Sometimes you can if you sneak in. You see all the cannon shots on the side of the ship. This is a beautiful game. Put my crew back on gunnery. So, he's pretty close here. As soon as he gets like right there, we'll give him a broadside. Use the damage from these cannons, which actually didn't do anything. Not as much damage as I was expecting out of him. We're probably going to lose this one. It's just a bad matchmaking. He's an ensign. I'm only a junior lieutenant. You know, he's got faster reloads. It's just a bad matchmaking. Or it's just me. You know, I could just absolutely suck at this game. So. Could need a better ship too. I'm still on the basic ship. It might be time to upgrade. I've been kind of saving out because at level 3 you can use the brig, which is what I'm kind of waiting to get. That cannonball came right at our face. You see that? So now you can see over here in the right hand corner a reload, shock, and pump. Now that means his crew can't reload. And his pump's damaged, so he's taking on water now too. And we've almost got our cooldown back off of our urgent repair. So, and by him using, now that the pump is gone, he's used his repair. So we might come out here for a little bit. We've only got 18 seconds on cooldown of our urgent repair. So what we might do is just hang out here, dodge a couple shots until we can get that repair to stop the leaks. So there we go, we'll use that. That should help with the leaks. Couple nice shots on him. So, okay, and here's that we were talking about sailing into the wind. As you can see, we're barely crawling. And as you can see, The arrow is pointed down towards us, so that means we're sailing into the wind. Which, with the little ships like the cutters, that's not a, it's not a big deal. In fact, he's using it. See, he's backing up, so you can see. There he is. So yeah, you see the water starting to come in over the side of my ship here. We've lost this one, but this is a bad matchmaker. A couple good hits from him, so not a big deal. You don't lose anything if you fail like this. I still received gold and experience. So, not a big deal when you lose a match. So we'll come in. You can see basic cutter. So, the cannons I'm talking about. Okay. We'll cover this real quick here. We'll go to shop here. We can go click on cannons here. Okay, as you can see, there's long cannon, medium cannon, and then cars. Okay, long cannons are accurate and they have distance. A lot of your ship of the lines will use long cannons, Victory, stuff like that. And they have no alpha damage. They have the lowest alpha damage. The medium cannons, not as accurate as the long cannons, but they have a little more alpha damage. Excuse me there. The cars, which is what I'm using, they have the highest alpha damage. They are very inaccurate, which is why a lot of the smaller ships, you get up close and broadside. You get that alpha damage out, because as you see on the battle, they're very inaccurate. So, if you want to build, I don't want to say sniper ship, but if you want those long distance shots that are very accurate, you go long cannons. If you want up and close brawling, you go with the cars, which is, you can see on my ship, that's what I have. I have 12-pound cars. Not bad cannons, but like I said, they're just inaccurate, really inaccurate. So that covers your first match or so. Like I said, it's a bad matchmaking on that last battle. It happens once in a while, and I've noticed it now that I'm starting to get a little more levels. When I was the first level, all the matches were pretty even. Now that I've gained a level, I get that one every now and then that's over, a little stronger. But I think that's my ship. I still got experience and I still got gold, so it's not a big deal. I didn't lose anything by losing that battle there. So, your first couple ones is going to be hit and miss. Really, it's just learning how to aim, judging the wind, stuff like that. It's a lot, but once you catch on, it comes real easy. So, but I think that'll cover it for this video. We will do more videos as we go. I really love this game. I waited forever when it was first announced. It always seemed like I was late by a day or two trying to get it. It's on Steam for pre-release. It's a little expensive. It's $39 US. Really worth it though. For it being a pre-alpha or a pre-release alpha game, the bugs are very minimum. There's a lot to do in it. Um, I'll be switching over to PvP soonish, next couple of weeks probably. I do PvE to learn the game, and then I go to PvP. So sooner or later we'll be starting to cover the PvP there. But like I said, it's a little expensive. Really worth it. There's a lot of people on prime time. There's usually 1,400 on the PvE. PvP servers, the main one, usually maxed out. They do have 2 PvP servers just for that though. So if you love old sailing ships like I do, it's worth every penny and then some. So, but I think that'll cover it for right now. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. If you did like the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and a follow if you want. Let me know in the comments if you like these long videos. I know my one yesterday I uploaded was over an hour long. I didn't even realize that. I get into these games and I just lose a lot of track of time. If you want to see the long videos, let me know. If you'd rather see, 25, 30-minute long videos, let me know that way too. So, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching.